What if everything you think you know about this team is only half the story? Because behind every great football nation, there are moments of glory, hidden struggles, and decisions that changed history forever. And today, we are going to explore a question that millions of football fans around the world have wondered. Can the Netherlands, one of football's most technically gifted nations, finally win their first FIFA World Cup? And who are the greatest players to ever wear that famous orange shirt? This is not just a football story. This is the story of a nation that invented the beautiful game as the world knows it, and somehow never claimed the ultimate prize. In global football, there are nations that win, and then there are nations that change the game. The Netherlands did both, but not in equal measure. No country has influenced modern football more profoundly while winning a World Cup less frequently. In fact, the answer is zero. The Netherlands have never won the FIFA World Cup. And yet, ask any serious football historian which nation reshaped how the sport is played, and the answer will almost always be the same: Holland. That paradox, technical brilliance without ultimate glory, is what makes the Netherlands one of the most fascinating stories in football history. The Netherlands were not always a major football power. For much of the early 20th century, they were a modest European side, operating in the shadow of England, Italy, and Germany. Then came the 1970s, and everything changed. At the 1974 FIFA World Cup in West Germany, the Netherlands arrived with a philosophy that football had never seen before. It was called Total Football, Total Voetbal, a system developed under legendary coach Rinus Michels. The idea was revolutionary. Every player on the pitch could play every position. Defenders attacked, strikers pressed, midfielders defended. The whole team moved as one fluid, intelligent organism. The Netherlands tore through the 1974 World Cup, defeating Brazil 2-0 in one of the most dominant performances in tournament history. They reached the final. The world held its breath, and then they lost 2-1 to West Germany. On home soil, in front of 78,000 fans, it was their first heartbreak. It would not be their last. 4 years later, at the 1978 World Cup in Argentina, the Netherlands reached the final again. This time without their greatest player, Johan Cruyff, who had refused to travel for personal reasons. They lost once more, this time to the host nation Argentina, 3-1 after extra time. 2 finals, 0 titles. The story of Dutch football had found its cruelest pattern. No discussion of Dutch football is complete without its pantheon of talent. Johan Cruyff stands alone at the top, considered one of the 2 or 3 greatest footballers ever to live. Cruyff was the physical embodiment of total football, elegant, intelligent, and almost impossibly skilled. He won 3 consecutive European Cups with Ajax and the Ballon d'Or 3 times. His influence on the sport extends far beyond his playing career. As a coach at Barcelona, he built the foundations of a passing philosophy. Ruud Gullit, Frank Rijkaard, and Marco van Basten formed one of the most iconic international trios ever assembled. Together, they powered the Netherlands to their only major international trophy, the UEFA Euro 1988 Championship, where Van Basten scored what many consider the greatest goal in tournament history, a breathtaking first-time volley, pure art. Dennis Bergkamp redefined what a number 10 could be, technically flawless, visionary in his passing. His iconic turn and finish for the Netherlands against Argentina at the 1998 World Cup remains one of the most replayed moments in history. Arjen Robben was the modern torchbearer, devastating on the right wing, fearless in big moments. He came agonizingly close to a World Cup winner's medal at the 2010 final in South Africa, where the Netherlands lost to Spain. 3 finals, still 0 titles. Dutch football is not fading, it is rebuilding, and rebuilding well. The current Netherlands squad is built around a new generation of world-class talent. Virgil van Dijk, arguably the best central defender on the planet, leads the back line with commanding authority. Memphis Depay has been the creative heartbeat, and a new wave, including Xavi Simons and Cody Gakpo, are reaching their peak. At the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, the Netherlands reached the quarter-finals before falling on penalties to Argentina. It was a competitive showing, but once again, the story ended without the trophy. Why so close yet so far? Analysts point to several recurring themes: tactical rigidity at critical moments, internal squad tensions, and a tendency to face opponents who were marginally more clinical when it mattered most. But the culture remains strong. The youth academy system, pioneered by Ajax, continues to produce elite technical players at a rate that larger nations envy. The Netherlands changed football. Total football gave the world Guardiola's Barcelona and Klopp's pressing system. Without Holland in the 1970s, modern football looks fundamentally different. That is a legacy that no World Cup medal can diminish. But legacy does not win tournaments. Medals do. The Netherlands have 3 World Cup finals and 1 European Championship. They have produced some of the most gifted players the sport has ever seen. But the ultimate prize, the Golden Trophy, has never been theirs. With a squad now built around elite defenders and a golden generation approaching their peak together, can the Netherlands finally rise again? Rewrite history and claim the World Cup they have spent 50 years chasing. This is the story of the Oranje.